Hello guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Demon's Souls. Last time we beat the Phalanx, got some souls, and then came back to the Nexus, and the maid in black here told us to go find the Monumental, so let's go find her. Now the cutscene was a little misleading. It pans up here, and so this part is fairly accurate, but when it gets to the top, it definitely took me a while to figure out what it was saying. It was a little cryptic. So let's go up here. Yeah, so the camera looks in on this statue, and you say, "Oh, like, it must be the statue." Like, "Oh, what am I supposed to do?" And I walked off the edge here the first time I played this game. I felt like an idiot, but what you're actually supposed to do is, there's all these people around. These are actually the Monumentals, and this one with the candle is the last Monumental. So let's talk to the Monumental.
We have long awaited you, Slayer of Demons. I am one of the Monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is something thou needest to know. Once, we too, a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under a benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to his slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and half the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what land still remained, we entrusted 6 elders with 6 precious archstones. One to the king of a small yet diligent land. One to the king of the burrowers underground. One to the wise queen of the great ivory tower. One to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls. One to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen. And the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed at nodes across the earth. We contained the Old One inside this Nexus and banned the soul arts. Finally, we became Monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other Monumentals have perished, and only I remain.
Okay, so yeah, now that we've spoken to the Monumental, we can warp to any of those areas. Now, if you looked at them before, you will notice that the...
Now it is your turn. You must lull the Old One back to its slumber, and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to accept this mission?
Of course.
Yes, we are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The Old One, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
Okay, so yeah, by the way, you want to say yes to the Monumental, and for that question it gives you access to a ring later on. And yeah, like I was saying before, if you looked at the Archstone before, you've noticed that the land of the great giants, or the northern lands, that one's broken. You can't use it. You'll be able to now go to the other ones. So you can go to any world freely. Let's see what else the Monumental has to say, though.
We neutralized the Old One and banned the soul arts. Then we spread the Archstones, and in order to mend reality, monumentals we became. However, man's memory of history is o'ershort, and before long he repeated his mistakes. The monumentals perished, and the Archstones were long forgotten. And the short-sighted King Alant once again aroused the Old One.
Interesting. So, yeah, some people like to put out the theory that that is where King Alant went. He went to that area, the land of the Northern Giants, and he either broke their Archstone or, you know, took it for himself or did something, and, you know, he can't access that area, and that's how he got his power. Right here is the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. That can bring you back to body form from soul form. So we're going to be storing it away because we're not going to need it now, but it is going to become very useful later in the game, which I will explain later. Anyways, let's go back downstairs, and now that we've talked to the Monumental, let's see what the Maiden in Black has to say. Just go ahead and unequip that stuff. We're not going to need it. Hey, how's it going?
Brave soul, who fears not death. Prithee, lull the Old One back to its ancient slumber.
Okay, and now we got the Blue Eye and the White Eye Stone. These stones can be used to help people in different worlds. Yeah, so basically when you're in soul form, I'm not sure you can use it in body form or not, maybe you can, but when you're in soul form, lay down a Blue Eye Stone, and other people can see your stone, your summon sign, and they can summon you into their world, and you can help them out. And if you beat the boss, you get your body back. If you die, nothing happens to you. I think you just go back to your world, and I don't think you lose your souls. And the White Eye Stone allows you to go back to your world. If you decide that you don't want to be in that person's world for whatever reason, you can go back to your own. And as it says here, the Maiden in Black controls inhuman souls. That allows her to aid people. So let's see what she has to say about that.
What is it? Dost thou seek soul power?
Yes, we do. This is how you level up in the game. There's no benefit to doing it at soul level 1, you know, aside from being badass. And I'm not going for badass route.
Thou requirest strength. Go forth, touch the demon inside me. Let these ownerless souls become thine own.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. You're going to hear that line a lot.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be united.
We're actually not going to level up right now.
Me, I am only here to tend to the flames. I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here. I keep the candle.
Okay. So she has nothing else
I
to
shall
say.
await thine return, slayer of demons. I am here for thee, and thee only.
And all the other people playing on PlayStation. Let's see what this guy had to say. I beat the boss.
Have you met the last surviving Monumental?
Yep.
Those fools revived the Old One on a whim. And now they've trapped us here in the Nexus in a desperate attempt to undo their mistake. It's all a travesty if you ask me.
Well, actually, isn't King Alant the one responsible? I think the Monumentals put him to sleep.
Still alive? I am impressed. This is something that might interest us. The black-robed maiden of the Nexus looks after the flames. She's a morose type, with eyes occluded by wax. She can control souls like no other. Bring her the souls of men and demons, and she will embolden your flesh and blood with their power. But beware, do not devolve into a foul beast.
Yeah, so basically having lots of souls sort of corrupts you. So he's just, making a storyline comment.
What's happened? Have you lost your nerve?
Nope.
No matter. Have a seat. We can sit here forever. At least we will be safe.
Well, anyways, let's talk to Thomas.
That hairpin, that belongs to my daughter. Then she didn't make it after all. My dearest little baby. May she rest in peace. May I ask you a favor? Would you mind giving up that hairpin? I'd like to have it in memory of my daughter.
Of course, dude. You can have the heroine. Yeah, we got that with the... It was in the other cage that we dropped in Boletaria. One had this raggedy set that I'm wearing right now, and the other one had the jade hair ornament.
You're a saint. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I mustn't forget. It's not much, but please accept this as thanks. I'm a bit ashamed to say, but I found it one day, discarded on the main road. But it seems to possess a strange power. Anyway, I feel that you should have it. It will be happier in your hands.
Alright, and for that we get the Ring of Herculean Strength. What this does is it increases your your item burden by 50%, which is really nice. Well, it might not be 50%, but it's definitely a lot. And it's going to be very useful because, like I've told you before, there's item burden in this game. So once you have that max amount, you can't carry anymore. And there's a lot of treasure in these areas. So we're going to want to take full advantage of that. And speaking of treasure, we're just going to go ahead and drop off.
Again.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and drop off all the extra stuff. We don't need any of this grass, because the half moon is going to be more than enough if we really get into a situation. And we don't need any spice because we got the fragrant ring. Let's go ahead and throw the stone ephemeral eyes in there. We'll hold on to the archstone and the turpentine, but let's get rid of the fire bombs. Brass telescope, sure, we'll keep it. Let's drop the lead demon soul in there. All the stones, of course. And we'll drop these weapons that I'm not using. Oh yeah, I picked up a scimitar off screen back in Boletaria. It was one of the things that got edited out, unfortunately. There were those mail breakers, and we don't need the crossbow anymore. That was fun. And the purple flame shield that we got from the dragon's nest, I kind of glossed over that. That is one of my favorite shields in the game, but it's way too heavy for us. We're not going to be able to use it for quite some time. And shields, unfortunately, you need to meet the strength requirement to be able to use it in your left hand. So we're not going to be able to cheat our way through that. So let's drop that in there. It's one of the lighter of the great shields, and it also blocks a lot of fire damage, so it can be very useful for that one boss that a lot of people encounter. We'll go ahead and drop off the wizard's clothes. We're always going to want to hold on to at least one of every ring, just for situational uses. That's pretty much what rings become later in the game, is situational.
You have a heart.
Yeah, heart of gold. That's why I'm gold. And let's talk to this guy.
I can forge weapons for you, but a fair...
Go ahead and repair our equipment. You can also upgrade, and that will automatically repair a piece of equipment. I should do that with the sword, but too late. I always pretty much do it instinctually at this point. Let's go ahead and upgrade that sword. Ooh, just short one. No, that's okay.
Do come back.
Alright. This lady have anything else to say?
Back in the time that I lived below Boletaria Castle, King Aland left on some strange business, then returned with horrible demons in tow. Soon, the land was ravaged by demons and soul-starved madmen. My spine shudders just to think about it. If I did not have my miracle stone shard, a keepsake of my grandfather, I may not have survived.
Yeah, that miracles stone shard she's talking about is, well, nah, I'll save it for later. But basically, she'll give it to you if you have 20 faith. I'll just say that.
If I did not have...
Alright, we got some new guys now that we've beaten the Phalanx. Yeah, by the way, you could not level up until you beat the Phalanx. You would have to remain at the starting level of whatever your class was. So, yep, that's, if you're wondering how to level up, that was it.
I have sinned. I swore allegiance to Saint Urbain, but was of no use to him. And now I have run away and abandoned his honorableness. O Lord, punish me, for I have not the strength to punish myself.
Now, they mentioned Saint Urbain is one of the heroes lost in the fog early on in the very first cutscene.
Oh, you must be another disciple of God. I too am on a quest to fight the demons in the name of the Lord. May I share God's power with you? Do not be bashful. We are both cut from the same cloth.
Okay, now, he would not have that conversation with me if I did not have at least 10 faith. In order for him to start selling you miracles, which is what this guy does, you have to have at least 10 faith. So there's a couple miracles here, the best of which is Evacuate. That is an amazing miracle. That is the one that we want to get as soon as possible. Very useful, lets you warp out of any area. Problem is we don't have a talisman yet, so we can't even use any of these spells. Now, also, if you remember from the messages earlier, after you learn a miracle, you have to remember a miracle. So if you have the souls and you buy one of those miracles, heal is also pretty good. Just make sure that you go into the remember menu, and as long as you have 10 faith, you can remember one spell. You can remember 2 spells at 16 faith. And then you can get up to 4, I believe. So, talking to different levels. Let's see what this guy has to say.
A miracle is a heavenly act, but spells are the acts of demons, the work of soul arts. They have similar effects, and yet one is clearly evil, and the other is clearly good. Magicians, in the end, are mere servants of the demons.
Yeah, basically, there's a lot of tension between the two camps of spell casting, I guess you would say. There's magic and magicians, and miracles done by healers or saints.
A miracle, they have
Okay, so
I see. I pray.
Well, we can't buy anything because it won't be helpful to us. We don't have a talisman. We can go somewhere and get one early on, but I'm staying out of that area for now. And on this side, I got this guy. This guy's a jackass, but still useful.
Are you here to face the demons? If so, please free Sage Frake the Visionary from the Dungeon of Latria. I will help you however I can. I can teach you elementary spells. Sage Frake is a gleaming hope for humankind, but I have not the power to save him alone.
Oh, interesting. So, this guy can teach you magic if you have at least 10 magic and 10 intelligence. You have to have both. So if you don't, he just calls you a brute, and he won't sell you anything. He's a total jerk. So we can get a fire spell. Enchant weapon's pretty nice. It puts magic on your weapon, so we're actually going to pick that up. Yeah. And the other ones we don't need. We're going to get a better protection spell pretty soon, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's see what else he has to say. Oh, and then we'll remember that. I don't think we have enough slots. Yeah, so we need to get more intelligence. Intelligence determines how many spell slots you have, as well as your MP. So it's pretty good. So in order to get more spell slots, we're going to have to level up and then come back and talk to this guy.
Frake is a great sage who systemized the magic of the soul arts to make it possible for human imitation. By observing the state of Boletaria and the demons within it, he's likely to pave the way for greater things. All the more reason that I must meet Frake as soon as possible.
Kind of seems like Frake would want the demons to attack then.
All the more reason. Be careful how you use it. Normally it would not be granted to one such as yourself. I had to make an exception for the sake of Sage Frake.
Ugh, what a piece of work. You want me to go help your boss because you're too scared to do it, but then you treat me like a punk, even though I clearly have the stats to learn spells. Speaking of stats, let's talk to her. Alright, so I didn't go over the stats before because there really wasn't any reason to, but this is kind of how it works. Alright, please stop talking. Alright.
Let strength be grand, so the world might be mended.
Oh gosh, okay. Anyways, vitality determines your health points and your item burden and your physical defense. Intelligence determines your MP, your spell, memory, and your physical defense. Basically, anytime you level up, your physical defense increases, so I'm going to stop saying that. Endurance is stamina, your equip burden, and also some of your resistances and your fire defense, so your elemental defense. There's only one element in the game, and that's fire. There's no ice or lightning, as far as I remember. It's pretty much just fire, and then soul arts are the two, magic and fire, and then miracles. So strength increases your attack power, as does dexterity. Dexterity also decreases the fall damage. That's what safer landing means. Magic increases your magic power. Faith increases both your miracle power as well as your miracle slots. And then luck is the drop rate, physical defense, and plague resistance. Plague, like I said, is the strongest type of poison in the game. It deals a lot of damage very quickly and lasts enough time to kill you for sure, unless you heal it with special healing stuff, which I'll go over when I get some. For now, we're going to want to increase MP to 14 so that we can get another spell slot. That's going to be good for that, and then we'll also increase our vitality so that we're a little bit safer from damage.
Art thou done? Me?
Yeah. Help the world be mended. And then let's go talk to that jerk again and memorize that spell.
Are you begging for a No,
I'm not begging for nothing. There we go.
Be careful how you... Normally, I had to...
Yeah, exceptions. So yeah, so now we can enchant weapon, but you have to have the catalyst in your left hand, which is good, because we do. So, hooray. And while we're here... Go ahead and use a couple of those. Oh, that's right, we already did. Okay.
No interest.
I forgot. We already did that. So, let's see. I believe we've talked to everybody, but where will we go next time? You're just going to have to wait and find out. So, yeah, next time.